Ed Zwick and I first met Nina Foch 34 years ago, excuse me, in 1975 at the American Film Institute. And, you know, let's talk about the teaching for a minute. The first day, she said 3 words: idiosyncratic, contrapuntal, juxtaposition. Thus catalyzing about 4 months of utter confusion, humiliation, frustration, inability to understand. And she warned us. She said, you know, you won't get a word that I'm saying. Just, you know, hang in, and it's going to become clear. And I have to say, I've spent the last 34 years trying to figure it out. Everything that's been said about her tonight, about her teaching, is so true. And in fact, I've learned it so well, I'm embarrassed to repeat something that someone else said because she warned us about that. You know, don't do the beats again in the story. But this notion, idiosyncratic, contrapuntal juxtaposition, what the hell does it mean? You know, idiosyncratic, essentially unexplainable, no real reason for it. Contrapuntal, counterpoint, juxtaposition, the unexpected put next to something else. I cannot tell you how many ways that has influenced my life and Ed's life and our work, both in what's happened to us and in how we've figured out how to do scenes. It explains why sometimes the way to do a scene is to have a person walking in and out of it. It explains why, I'll never forget a moment, we did these endless exercises from Two for the Road, which some people here may remember, and amazing screenplay, amazing movie. And I remember there was a scene on an airplane where the husband and wife were arguing. And of course, you know, we who were not actors, we were supposed to be directors, we had to do the acting, so we were doing a terrible job. And of course, the people started screaming at each other. And she said to them afterwards, she said, "What do you think is the key part of this argument between these two people?" Of course, we didn't know. And she said, "It's the love for their child. It's the love that's the key part of that argument, not their anger." And that moment for me, a light went on that I've used in everything I've done since, in 30-something, in my so-called life, and the movies that we've done, the notion that life isn't this or this, it's this and this, that you have more than one thing going on at a time. And this is what Nina forced us to understand. And I think, you know, thank you for saying that this is not going to be a beatification tonight, because she was a pain in the ass. She was so difficult because she wasn't there to be liked by us. She was there to transform our lives. And boy, you know what? When somebody tries to transform your life, you resist them. And that is what we did, and she just forced us down like a drill sergeant in the Marines. And all of us were, you know, these old hippies from the 60s who had never really had anything demanded of them before. And this was the first time anybody stood there and said, "No, you're going to understand this. You're going to get this because this is important to you." And, you know, I've kept this with me. I've kept in touch with her. You know, I've been in many situations where I've had to direct people who were not actors, young children, that sort of thing. And Nina's techniques, she always used to say, only God can give talent, but I can get anybody to be able to act. And that's the truth, because it was all structural, you know, and as it's said in here tonight, finally, if you do it right, all the person has to do is react, not act. So the tools just went on and on and on, an arsenal that she gave us. And you know, like everyone else in this room, I suppose, I just live in gratitude and amazement that this person existed and that she had this generosity of spirit, and that I was lucky enough to come in contact with it. So thank you and thank her, and let's just remember her for all the gifts she gave us. Thanks.